Hello, season's greetings and welcome to the very last video to be broadcast from Dweebovision Towers. The game has started, it's my opponent to go first. I am moving out of my house tomorrow morning. So, here we go. Do I have a bingo here? This looks pretty close. It's a balanced rack, all tiles are different. Quite a few high-scoring tiles. So I'm not seeing a 7, but I haven't given up on one. Let me consider the floaters. Nothing with the P. Or the I. Gosh, this is a really tantalizing rack. Nothing with the L or A. How about the R? No, not seeing anything. So how to sort this rack out? I think cheapy is good. 432. That looks, again, quite a promising rack. Looks very close to a bingo. It's just the U, which is unbingo-y, but I do have the OUS ending. I have the UN beginning. I'm not seeing a 7. Do I have something through the R? No. How about the A? No. L? I have the sub prefix. I guess the B is non-bingo-y as well as the U. Let me consider the floaters in cheapy. Well, I think I have subtonic, but the C's in the wrong place. Nothing with the H or the E. Gosh, well, I'm not seeing a bingo, which is a shame. This looks jolly close. Mech just takes an S, and really that play doesn't provide anything for me. Pillar only takes an S. Now, buy is good, so do I have at least a 5-letter B play? Well, I have Biont, so I do. Do I have one which burns the U? I don't think so. Biont for 30. And I draw a second U. And again, for the third time, this rack looks close to a bingo, but I'm not seeing one. I've now got the out prefix, so I do have outrung, but is there a bingo here? I don't think so. Outrung for 32. Bingers, great, I do have something, and look at this, it plays in column 12. Does it play anywhere else? I don't think so. Outrung doesn't take an S. And does Bingers have an anagram? Not sure. How about an 8 through the O? Sobering, fantastic. I am definitely bingoing. Bingers is going to score more. And even though it provides access to the triple word squares in row A, I'm not bothered by that. I'm covering the double letter square, and the B is not a particularly bingo-y tile. And I lead by 30. This is the earliest I've ever recorded a video for this channel. It's about 8:30 in the morning, an ungodly hour. Now, opponent has bingoed, taking out my sobering spot, but leaving my preferred one. 92 for Bingers. I lead by 50. I've drawn the X. And another U. There can't be many more of them to come. So, where can I get value from my X? And I thought there was an X spot. Ah, it was the Biont one. That's been blocked. I don't have anything great through the B, but hopefully my opponent will be distracted by that. Now, what about the bottom of the board? Do I have any EX plays? I have Exeunt, but that doesn't fit. I have Ox and X, at least. But a play beginning EX. No, I am not seeing one. So there's nowhere totally fabulous for my X. So I have Ox. Gosh, keeping F and U. It would be much nicer to play Fox, which I could do, placing the F underneath the E. And that might be worth doing. The rack leave of tune isn't terrible. Orf is good. Yeah. So, just the 30 points for opponent. Just wondering if I have a bingo, not a bingo, an X play with the X tripled, which gets doubled. So, EXTIN, and then the story stops. So, this is what I'm thinking of. Fox for 28. If I played Ox and X, 37. So I'm burning 9 points to burn the F, and I'm willing to do that. F and U go terribly together. And I do have the U for going underneath the X next turn. But is this really the best I can do? What if the X doesn't get tripled, but does appear? No, not seeing anything. Through an R, I would have Forex. No R's available. I could play Foe, burning the U, 22 points. That's too many points to sacrifice to replace O with U. Through an O, I would have Outfox. How am I doing for time? 16 minutes on my clock. I am going with this. Well, Taunted. Does it play? Not sure it does. This is quite a dry board now. Which, well, I was going to say it suits me. I mean, it does, but my lead is pretty slender. And there are bingo lanes. There are the floating I and N of bingers. There's the C of cheapy and the E of bike. And the anagram of Taunted is mutated. Fantastic. Mutated for 81. And this is okay. It's balanced, no duplicates. It's non-bingo-y, but I've got a 90-point lead and I've got some good scoring tiles. And they do have some synergy. There are quite a lot of short words which use 2 out of these 3. In particular, yow and you, both of which I have on my rack. And the anagrams of you, which are way and why. Now, opponent likely to be distracted at the bottom right, so what do I have elsewhere? Can't see anything which really can place my Y underneath the K and get rid of a couple of tiles, a couple of the high-scoring tiles. Gosh, this isn't going to be easy. It's a nice rack, but it's not a nice board for playing with this rack. I guess I have yow above mutated, which may remain available, and below it, which is unlikely to. However, opponent could play down onto the D or down from the D, in which case one of those would play. I could burn my S with yows, but I don't think that's going to score enough, and it's going to open up a scoring opportunity in column 8. I do want to keep scoring, given that I've got this 90-point lead, and if opponent doesn't play bottom right, I certainly will, because these are really good bingo-y floaters, and the remaining tiles are pretty bingo-y. It's just the final 4 and the F. Let me check the remaining vowels. 18 out of 34, so pretty much a balanced bag. Now, where else can I play my scoring tiles? I do have something quite nice. I have women in... no, that's not as nice as I hoped. I'd thought that it reached the double word square, and it doesn't, but it does play, so, and I would burn all 3 of my scoring tiles. Now, I do have you. Do I want to play it? The score's fine, 42 points. The rack leaves fine. I'm setting up a 7-letter bingo lane for bingos ending in S. So I would rather play down onto ED, which I could do with meowed. 36 points, that's not far behind, but there's still the Z to come. Yeah, that does present dangers. Oh, well, my mind has been made up. I have an S. So opponent has got to play in row O next turn, or else I will get a good score in that spot. U for 42. I have Osmius. Fantastic. Do I have 2 spots for that? I have row O. Do I have this anywhere else? And if I get this down, I think it's the game wrapped up and I can start packing or finish packing. Wow, opponent bingo is a fantastic bingo, 9 letters long. But I have this, Osmius for 91. Bang! Fantastic. I did have a slight doubt about that word. And look at this pickup, absolutely amazing. So, wow, 69 points for opponent. It's not over yet. My lead is just 40 points. The remaining tiles not looking massively bingo-y. But is there a way of wrapping this up in style? Weaponed is... Has weapon just been blocked? It has. Rats. Okay. That's a shame. There probably aren't terribly many WP bingos. So, where am I looking to play? And do I have anything through the C? I don't. I have cow P, which burns a lot of tiles. But I suspect I can do better than that. There are 2 tiles in the bag. What about playing just the W? And then if opponent bingos, gosh, he's actually got the opportunity to play off just 1 tile. No, I think I will do this. It means that if opponent bingos, I have 1 more turn. But this is going to score 13, take me to 441. So I'll lead by 57 points. Does opponent have a bingo through the N? There are no G's to come. I don't think he does. And if he does, it's very unlikely. I'm going with this. Is there a better spot for just the W? This is 13. Jaw is 13. No, I'm going with this. Great. Still 3 eyes to come, so there's a good chance opponent has got them. Do I have a bingo through the C? And this looks really close. It can't begin with C. I do have some 7s. I have notepad and tone pad. And do I have something through the I? Great, just 14 for opponent. He takes out a couple of bingo lanes. He's only got 5 tiles left. The game is over. I have 12 minutes on my clock. Do I have a bingo through this C? And I don't have to spend forever looking for it, but I think I'll go through the alphabet just once. So this rack plus a C. That's going to look likely because of CH, but I'm not seeing anything. Still nothing. Wow, endocarp, and that just fails. Does endocarp have an anagram? I don't think so. Gosh, I could be missing something here. No, not seeing anything. So, what to do with this rack? I wonder if there are any front extensions to bike which play. Pedal bike, perhaps? No, I'm not seeing anything. So, how to wrap this game up? And it's not easy, because there aren't too many lines. What do I have beginning with P? PA or PE? No, not seeing anything. Is opponent going out in one? He's not, so I can play Opa for 26 and have another turn, and surely go out with this rack. I have Send, I have Dens, and surely other alternatives. I don't think my opponent can block me. Yeah, I have Dean and Avine, so I am going out. What about a play in row B? So I would need an A to go underneath the K, or an O, or an I. Nope, not seeing anything there. So, did I have a bingo on that last move? The rack looks so good with the blank and all bingo-y tiles, but I couldn't see one. 11 minutes on opponent's clock, so we both played this game fairly quickly. Just checking to see if opponent has got an out through the C. I don't think he has. Okay, so opponent plays R. Where's my best out? Probably here. For 17. Yeah, and that's more than playing in column 9. And the final score, 416 for my opponent, 490 for me, a winning margin of 74 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He played Pillar. Wow, no missed bingo here, but I could have played Poachy rather than Peachy and kept a better rack leave. Opponent's rack, he plays Mech. Phew, no missed bingo here, but I could have played Bitu instead of Biont, and that would have been a better rack leave again. Opponent's rack, he plays Jolt, and I have outrung for 32, which looks fine. Opponent's rack, he's bingos, and I'm able to come straight back with my own bingo, and it's the only one. Wow. Opponent's rack plays Cade, plays Bike rather, and I lead by just 20. And B14 Ox. Ox underneath Bike for 39. Yeah. And I play Fox for a better rack leave, but 11 fewer points, so probably not terribly much between those plays. Opponent's rack plays Cade, and look at this, Taunted plays as well. Where's that? I-12, parallel to outrung. Wow, if I hadn't spotted mutated, I wonder if I would have spotted that. And I think an interesting point about this bingo, which I do spot one of them, is that had I have kept the F on my rack, I would have been extremely unlikely to bingo with U and F. So that's the reason for prizing rack leaves so highly. And mutated was important. It gave me a 90-point lead. Opponent plays Feign. Now I have U, which I like, given that I got the S. And this proves really valuable because, look at this, opponent has this amazing bingo, also has relearned through the N, but he finds the better one. And I'm able to come back with Osmius for 91, and I was leading by 20. And I'm now leading by over 100. And there are only 6 tiles in the bag, so my opponent is in bad shape. But look at this. He B10, Cedar. Wow, 85-point play. That would have brought him up to within 30 of me. But even without that, he scores 69, so he does have chances, but I think they're extinguished by the fact that I've drawn the blank. No missed bingo here, and I play Wii to give myself one more shot at bingoing. Opponent's got no chance with 3 eyes, plays Vine. Phew, no missed bingo to blot my copybook at the end, but Opaqued was available, I7. So where I played Opa, I could simply have extended that. Okay, well I only got 6 fewer points, so I think I may be able to get more points by playing Opa and then a final move than Opaqued and a final move, but there won't be much between them. Opponent has no out, plays R, and finally C7, Dens is best. Fantastic. So, what a game. Absolutely blistering pace. And we both got over 400 points, and we both had over 10 minutes left on our clocks at the end. Really good fun, lots of bingos, and a great bingo spot of Realtered, a 9-letter play by my opponent. So many thanks to my opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time, whenever and wherever that might be.